Welcome to the session on design and analysis of algorithms. In this session, we shall discuss about the Hamiltonian cycle. Let G be a graph with V vertices and E edges, which is a connected graph of n vertices. A Hamiltonian cycle is a round-trip path along the n edges of graph G that visits every vertex once and then returns to the starting vertex or the starting position. If a Hamiltonian cycle begins at some vertex v1, the value of this v1 could be any from the set of vertices of the graph G, and the vertices of G are visited in some order, that is v1, v2, etc. and the last vertex is n plus 1 vertex. Then the edges vi, vi plus 1 should belong to the set of edges of G, that is in E, and I ranges from 1 to n, and the vi are distinct or different except for the first and last vertex. So v1 and vn plus 1 are the only two vertices with values which are equal, because the n plus 1 vertex will be the starting vertex. Consider the graph G2. Now in this graph, it has got 5 vertices. So if I take the starting vertex 1, then the last vertex should also be the vertex 1. In between, every vertex can be visited only once. So if I consider the next vertex as 5, okay, then from 5 you can go to the vertex 2, from 2 you can go to the vertex 4, from the vertex 4 you can go to vertex 3, but from 3 again you need to go to the vertex 2 in order to reach the vertex 1, which means a condition has failed, that is the vertex 2 is repeated twice, and we do not want a vertex to be repeated. So this is not a Hamiltonian path. So we do not have an Hamiltonian cycle. Suppose we change, instead of the second vertex to be visited as 5, if we visit the vertex 2. After visiting 2, you could go to 3 or you could go to 4. If you take 3, from 3 you will go to the vertex 4, and from 4 once again you are repeating the vertex 2, then going to 5, and finally the last vertex is 1. So the vertex 2 repeats, hence this is also not a Hamiltonian path. So the graph G2 does not have a Hamiltonian cycle. Not only with the starting vertex 1, if you start at any vertex, you have to end at the same vertex and visit every vertex only once, but this condition is not possible with this graph G2. Coming to the graph G1, if I consider the vertex 1, from 1 I can go to the vertex 2, from 2 I can come to 8, after 8 because of this edge I can reach the vertex 7, from 7 go to 6, after 6 visit the vertex 5, from 5 go to 4, from 4 go to 3, and there is an edge from 3 to 1. So after visiting 3, directly you can visit 1. So I have visited all the vertices except the first and the last vertex only repeats, rest all the vertices are visited only once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the vertices are visited, and I have ended up with the starting vertex, that is vertex 1. Or if you go from 1 to 3, so I can go from 1 to 3, from 3 go to 4, then to 5, then to 6, then to 7, then to 8, then go to 2, and finally end up at 1. So this is also a Hamiltonian path. Thus in the graph G1 we have Hamiltonian cycle. The graph G2, as we have discussed, it does not have a Hamiltonian cycle, but G1 has Hamiltonian cycle 1, 2, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. This is the Hamiltonian path which we have seen how it starts at vertex 1 and ends at vertex 1, with each and every other vertex visited only once. So the backtracking algorithm finds all the Hamiltonian cycles in a graph. The graph can be directed or undirected. Only distinct cycles will be given as the output. The solution vector is represented as x1, x2 until xn, such that xi represents the ith visited vertex of the proposed Hamiltonian cycle. To determine how to compute the set of possible vertices for xk, if x1, x2, x of k minus 1 have already been chosen, so the value of xk will depend on the values of the previously chosen vertices x1, x2 until x of k minus 1. If k is equal to 1, then x1 can be any of the n vertices. Let us keep x1 is equal to 1, that is, the path begins with the first vertex as vertex 1. If k ranges from 2, 3, 4 until n minus 1, then the value of x of k will be any vertex v from the set of vertices v, and this vertex is distinct from the previously chosen vertices, that is x1, x2 until x of k minus 1, and this vertex that you have chosen, this v, should be connected by an edge to its previous vertex on the path, that is x of k minus 1, because this vertex v represents the kth vertex, so it should be connected by an edge to the previous vertex. The last vertex, that is xn, will be the one remaining vertex, because all vertices have been finished, so the left out vertex will be considered as xn, but it should be connected to its previous vertex. So right now we are talking about the x of n. Its previous vertex is x of n minus 1. So it should have an edge with xn to the previous edge, previous vertex, that is x of n minus 1, and it should also have an edge from x of n to the first vertex, that is x1. So the edge is represented. Function next value of k determines a possible next vertex for the proposed cycle. Let us see the function void next value of mk. We are trying to find the kth vertex on the path. So that is, we are trying to get the value for x of k. So we are using the do while loop. Initially we are taking a value for xk. X of k is equal to x of k plus 1 modular division by n plus 1. Because how many vertices will be there in the path? N vertices. So we need to get values 1, 2 until n. So we are choosing the denominator as n plus 1. Otherwise we will not be getting this n. If the value of x of k is 0, that means no vertex was assigned. So you need to return back to the calling function. In case a value was found, that means x of k was non-zero, then we need to check whether it has an edge with its previously chosen vertex. What is the previously chosen vertex? It is x of k minus 1. Presently chosen vertex is x of k. So it should have an edge with the previously chosen vertex. We need to check that. How do we get whether there is an edge from the previous vertex to the currently chosen vertex? By looking at the adjacency matrix. So if g of x of k minus 1 and xk, there is an edge between the currently chosen vertex and the previous vertex, then we need to also check whether x1 till the x of k minus 1, all the previously chosen vertices, they should not be same as the kth vertex. So x1 until x of k minus 1 should be different from the x of k that is chosen. For this we are taking the for loop for j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to k minus 1, j plus plus. If x of j, that is the previously chosen vertex, is equal to the currently chosen one, that is x of k, we have failed to find a different vertex, so we need to repeat the process, try to find a different value. If on successful execution of this for loop, for none of the vertices we found a repeated value, that is all the x1 till x of k minus 1 were different from the x of k value, then we will get j is equal to k when we come out of the for loop. When j is equal to k, you have to return back to the calling function because you have found the vertex, kth vertex. But two conditions we are checking. If k was less than n, directly you can return. Whereas if k happened to be the nth vertex, last vertex, then as we have seen, x of 1, okay, all the vertices until x of n, and we have an nth plus 1 vertex, right? That is x of n plus 1. This should be connected to x of 1. So we have already ensured that the previous vertex and this x of n has an edge, but we should also ensure that there is an edge from x of n to x of 1. So if x is equal to n, we also need to ensure that, so that's why using the AND condition, in the adjacency matrix g of x of n to x of 1, there should be an edge, then only return. If not, you have to try to change the nth vertex. Let us see the Hamiltonian function. So void Hamiltonian of int k. It starts with the do while loop where we generate the different values for x of k. So in order to choose the value for the x of k, that is the kth vertex, we call the function next value of k. Either the next vertex is successfully assigned as the kth vertex or it is not. If a vertex has been assigned, then x of k will contain a non-zero value. If it failed to assign a vertex as the kth vertex on the Hamiltonian path, then x of k will have the value 0. So if x of k is 0, then you need to return. If x of k is not 0, two conditions. Check whether k is equal to n, because if k is equal to n, all the n vertices on the Hamiltonian path have been found. You need to only display those. Or if k was not equal to n, then you need to still find other vertices on the path. That is, we have found only now for the kth vertex. You need to find k plus 1, k plus 2 until n, where we use Hamiltonian of k plus 1. So we're going to recursively call Hamiltonian of k plus 1. So if k was equal to n, then display all the n vertices. So for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, see out x of I. And we know we started with x of 1, okay, with the vertex number 1. So all Hamiltonian paths which start at vertex 1, that means they should end also with the vertex 1. So x of 1 is 1, x of 2, 3, 4 until x of n, and last you need to display this value 1 because it ends with this value 1 after displaying the x of n. And this keeps repeating. The function Hamiltonian k is called only after some initializations. So we need the adjacency matrix which indicates whether there are edges between vertices or not. So we initialize the adjacency matrix with n rows and n columns because there are n vertices represented as g of 1 to n and g of 1 to n columns. We also have the vertices selected on the Hamiltonian path given by x1, x2 until xn. Since we are taking the Hamiltonian path which starts from vertex 1, we know that x of 1 will be 1. So we initialize x of 1 as 1, and starting from the second vertex until the last vertex, x2, x3 until xn, these are initially taken as 0. Only after these initializations we execute the function Hamiltonian of 2. Because x of 1 is fixed, we start with x of 2. So we pass k is equal to 2. If the common edge cost considered in the graph is c, then the cost of the tour is, there are n edges, so it is given as c into n because there are n edges in a Hamiltonian cycle.